Owl Press Report. For the next few minutes, you will be listening to events that have been taking place at Madawaska Elementary School during the third trimester. Our 5th and 6th grade reporters have combined photos, videos, and personal interviews to develop their news reports. We hope you enjoy the broadcast. Now, here are Jacob and Victor to tell us about the salmon delivery.
On March 19, 2018, Mr. David Bosnitsky from Maine Inland Fisheries and Wildlife and also an employee of Grand Lakes Hatcheries delivered over 400 landlocked salmon eggs to students around the science classroom. 5th and 6th grade students listened to Mr. Bosnitsky talk about his job at the hatchery, watched a video on the life of a salmon in a hatchery, and then watched him place the salmon in the classroom's mini hatchery.
Students raised these salmon in the classroom until they released them in late May in an effort to conserve the Atlantic salmon population in Maine. Mrs. Gina Jandro stated, "If students are informed about the dilemma of the Atlantic salmon, they can educate others about it, which will help conservation efforts." She also wanted to thank Mr. Marsanskis for making the 4-hour drive to deliver these eggs so the students could have this educational experience.
An MES Fun Day was held at Madawaska Elementary School on the afternoon of Wednesday, March 28. All students were able to participate in the activities scheduled for the afternoon. Miss Lise Pelletier, the school principal, and Miss Peggy Lewis, who is in the charge of wellness team, organized this activity because they wanted to have a celebration for completing the testing the students had the week before. Miss Pelletier thought students needed a brain break and hoped they would have some fun.
The outdoor activities, which included snowshoeing and skiing, sledding, took place on the MES grounds, ski trail, and snowshoe trails. The inside activities, which included board games, Lego, building, etc., took place in the library. Students were able to have a snack and hot chocolate in the cafeteria during the event. Ms. Pelletier said, "I would like to add another day of fun before the snow falls next year."
The theater at Monmouth presented Aesop's Guide to Friendship to students from kindergarten to grade 6 at Fox Auditorium at UMFK in Fort Kent on April 30th at 9 a.m. The Monmouth Theater Group organized it with the help from the parent-teacher organization and Mrs. Lise Pelletier, the school principal. The PTO asked the Madawaska Elementary School students to attend the Aesop's Fables play, along with the Fort Kent Elementary School students.
A total of 8 fables were acted out for the students. They included the lion and the mouse, the hare and the tortoise, the ant and the dove, the ants and the grasshopper, the seaside travelers, the bear and the 2 travelers, the wind and the sun. Miss Lise Pelletier thinks this is a great opportunity to watch professional actors perform on stage.
During early March of this school year, the Madawaska Middle High School students in Mr. Tom Gerard's PE1 class created an obstacle course for the kindergarten and first grade students at the high school gym. The obstacle course required the participants to run, dribble, and pass various balls while competing against a classmate on an adjacent course. This activity was done because many years ago they used to always bring the elementary students to the high school for an activity, but it has not been done in many years. When the high school students were given their assignment, Mr. Gerard suggested that this could be a good activity to incorporate younger students because one of the students happened to have a brother in first grade.
Mr. Gerard would like to see this become an annual event so the older students could learn from the experience and the younger students would see the older students in a different light. Mr. Gerard also said that the event was a lot of fun. Mr. Gerard wanted to thank the teachers and aides that accompanied the students for going out of their her way, and also thank the student administration for allowing this activity to happen.
On April 2, all students from kindergarten to 6th grade and then the staff had a Lighted Up Blue for Autism walk in the MES gym to celebrate World Autism Awareness Day. Mrs. Connie Melanika, the MES social worker, spoke to students for a few minutes before the walk started. Students were given blue glow-in-the-dark sticks to use during the walk. The lights in the gym were dimmed as the students walked to friendship songs that played as they moved about in the gym. The walk took about 20 minutes and left the students with a better awareness of autism.
On April 12, 2018, Mr. Dan Sear, the phys ed teacher, hosted the Jump Rope for Heart event at the Madawaska Elementary School. Jump Rope for Heart is a fundraising program for the American Heart Association, which helps people around the country with heart disease and stroke. Students in grades 2 to 6 were able to participate in this event. During Jump Rope for Heart, students went to the gymnasium and jumped rope in rotating shifts of 5 minutes. Students in grades 2 to 4 jumped in the morning, and students in grades 5 to 6 jumped in the afternoon. Students were able to win prizes depending on the number they were given when they registered.
Before the end of the school year, students will receive more prizes depending on how much money they raise for the fundraiser. 20 teams of jumpers were able to raise over $16,800. Mr. Gary Uri, the Jump Rope for Heart coordinator in Maine, came to Madawaska Elementary on May 21st to present 2 Volunteer of the Year awards to 2 of the students, Blake Hodgkin and Nicholas Potra. Mr. Sear stated, Jump Rope for Heart shows our students a different way to be responsible. It also teaches them to be active and how to jump rope. We get thanks from the community, families, and friends every year.
On Friday, May 4th, the 6th graders that are in the TRIO program went on a field trip to the University of Maine at Fort Kent. This event was organized by TRIO representatives Mrs. Michelle Labby and Mrs. Shirlene Jandro, the MES guidance counselor. These students have been meeting throughout the year to talk about how to save money for college and other things related to their future careers. During this event, the students in TRIO went to UMFK to explore the campus and play games that would inform them about college. After exploring the campus and playing games, the TRIO students went to eat in the UMFK cafeteria. This activity was important because it exposed the 6th grade TRIO students to college opportunities. Mrs. Shirlene Jandro stated, "It was a great opportunity for kids to take advantage of, and younger students should consider applying for TRIO."
On May 9, 5th and 6th grade students went to Micmac Farms to visit the trout hatchery. The trip was organized by Miss Gina Janjo and 5th and 6th grade science teacher Christy Paul from Micmac Farms located in Caribou, Maine. This activity took place because the students are currently raising over 400 salmon in a mini hatchery. The class wanted to see a real hatchery operation. When students arrived at the hatchery, Mr. Dave, an employee of Micmac Farms, spoke to the students about the trout hatchery.
Students were able to explore the tanks where they had fish from the fry stage to adult. Then they went outside after looking inside and had a question and answer period with Mr. Dave. Students enjoyed their lunch outside the hatchery after the tour was over. Students will be releasing their classroom landlocked salmon at the end of the month at Birch Point. Miss Gina Jandro added, hopefully they will be strong enough to survive to adulthood.
On the morning of May 15th, all students in grades 3 to 6 gathered in the MES gym to attend the College Essay Awards ceremony. Mr. Bob Stewart, a representative from the Maine College Circle, organized this event along with Mrs. Shirlene Jandro, the guidance counselor. Mr. Stewart spoke to the students earlier in March to talk to them about this opportunity. Students were required to identify the occupation they wanted in the future, identify the college or colleges that they would like to take, and state 3 courses that they would like to take.
They also had to have supporting details, state things they have been doing to reach their future goal, and give reasons why they want the scholarship and the job. Of course, they have to spell college correctly. The essay had to be based on their college and career aspirations. Business in town, such as the Dead River Company, sponsored these scholarships. 29 students from grades 3 to 6 won this $100 scholarship. This event took place to inform and inspire early college aspirations and to empower the youth of rural Maine to build a brighter future for themselves and for their communities. Mrs. Shirley Jandro stated, "This activity is just a great opportunity for all students."
From May 14 to 18, Children's Stage Adventure took place at Madawaska Elementary School. Students in grades 2, 3, and 4 were able to participate in this event. Auditions took place in the gym on Monday, May 14. 2 actors and educators from Children's Stage Adventures worked with these students throughout the week. All students auditioned for a role on Monday and then learned their lines and songs in 4 days to be ready for the Friday production of Cry Wolf, which is a short story from The Boy Who Cried Wolf. The productions were held in the MES cafeteria at 1 o'clock for the staff and students and at 6 o'clock for the public.
This is an event that Madawaska Elementary School has been doing for over 10 years. Miss Missy Morno, the organizer of the event, stated, "It is an opportunity for students to try out their acting skills." Miss Morno was a contact person of the week, so if anybody had a question, she was the one to ask. Miss Missy Morno stated, "We appreciated the PTA helping to fund this event again this year. Also, thanks to all the teachers and staff who are flexible during the week."
Thanks for watching.